It's moving day, and we're not moving very far. Good morning. We are here at the empty yurt, now known as the Winter Workshop, where Charles is going to be working on projects hopefully all winter. And the one he is working on now is a temporary front porch for us to get into the RV during the winter, even when it's snowy.
I'm building walls for our mudroom when we move our trailer. This will be a narrow window. I'll put plastic over the top of this so we can see out, have light. And then I'll cover the rest with these strips of plywood that came off our yurt crates.
So how does it feel to have a boneyard again?
Wonderful. I'm actually using it too. I'll use a lot of it actually. It'll save us some money. I'm glad we didn't throw these away.
If you're new to our channel, let me catch you up on this new twist in our project schedule. We moved to Vermont this past spring from the much warmer climate of Dallas, Texas, and we spent most of the summer getting basic off-grid systems up and running. We're excited that our yurt was finally standing by the 1st of November, but without any walls or plumbing or a heating system, it's not exactly move-in ready. We had originally planned to take our travel trailer south for the winter, but I ended up with a sweet part-time teaching job, so we decided to stay put. Fortunately, our fiberglass camper is a 4-season model. With a long New England winter ahead of us, we'll be putting it to the test. Meanwhile, back at the yurt, we have taken off the screen door. It opens outward, which could become a problem in the snow, and there's no reason to expose it to the elements this winter. Someday, it will be protected by a covered porch that opens onto a wing of the deck with some proper stairs. Charles is now working on the door. We'll move our trailer from our favorite spot at the top of the hill to a more practical location in just a few days. And then Charles will skirt the bottom with foam board insulation and install his new covered porch creation. Setting up to capture our very last rainfall of the season before we move the trailer to its new location. Good afternoon. It's moving day, and we're not moving very far, but we still need to make sure that everything is secure and doesn't bounce all over the place as we go a few feet down the driveway and get into our new spot. Down here between the solar equipment shed and the yurt, we can hook up the big Blackwater hose to the dump station to avoid relying on the macerator pump and a long garden hose every time we need to clean out the tanks. We've had some frosty mornings already this fall, but the weather is about to turn cold and start freezing hard now, so we want to be ready for it. Out? Good morning. It's the first day in our new camping spot, and we are going to start assembling the mudroom, and then Charles will need to build the roof after the walls are in place. But first, we're going to need to move the solar panels down to our new location. Dharma's come up the hill to what used to be his home. And there's even a trailer here to confuse him. Hey, sweetie. We live down the hill now. Yeah, let's go. Come on this way. I know this structure is pretty rudimentary, and we've nicknamed it our Janky mudroom. But the only things we had to purchase for its construction were an 8-foot-long 2x6 and a box of screws. And if I tell you a quick story, you might understand how delighted I am with how it is turning out. A few weeks ago at bedtime, I was lying awake thinking about the cold months ahead in our 25-foot-long camper. And I didn't like imagining a coating of snow and ice on our steep aluminum stairs, or the idea of opening the camper door straight into the winter wind, or 2 pairs of wet boots piled in the doorway of our small kitchen. So I shared my thoughts with Charles, and he went quiet for a while, until I thought he might be asleep, or possibly disappointed by my lack of enthusiasm. Then he surprised me by saying, "You know what? I can build an airlock for the trailer pretty quickly." And suddenly I felt a lot more ready to take on the challenge of the next few months. It's not even Thanksgiving yet, but winter did not wait for Charles to finish getting the trailer skirted before the first snow of the season. You can see how Charles has adjusted the angle of the sewer pipe so that it drains properly. And the mudroom comes all the way down to the ground on this side. The front still needs a bit of filling in underneath. And another thing that needs to happen is foam being put in between right here to keep that a little bit more sealed off. Almost done.
All the easiest parts of the skirting are done, but the hard part remains, getting around and underneath the axles, around the axles, and around the staircase in the mudroom. Lots of cutting and shaping and being able to get around all that, so it's going to be a while under there.
And right in front of that front tire.
I have to make some kind of an access door that fits perfectly right there that I can remove, so I can have access to the T-handles to drain the tanks.
We're glad you could share our new life in the fiberglass snow globe, and we hope you will subscribe to join us for future projects, beginning with a rocket mass heater for the yurt.